You hold on, Moody, hold on, G. Anybody claiming these names, right? How did you get off that coastline? That's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all are really foreigners to the land. It's called naturalization and also aliens, right? So how did y'all get over here? Why you saying you foundational American when you what? America was built before you even slid around here, bro. It's about foundational to what? What did you build, gang? If you don't know the laws or none of that, you should be popping straight law on my neck. Be quiet, bro. I got the laws. I'm FBA. Well, it seems like the indigenous is popping more law than the FBA. Mic drop. Anybody want to answer that one? It's an open panel.
I don't even know what you talking about, bro.
I kinda see.
Hey, I think you cooked them too hard, gang. You cooked them in the deep fryer.
It's an open panel. All is welcome to come up. I'm just asking how
You
did
telling
you...
them?
Can I talk real quick?
You telling them new information?
It's an open panel for the... I had asked the question and was waiting. How you doing? What's your name? Where you from? How you feel about the topic on the panel?
What's good, bro? So my name's Laf. I'm grew up in the Philadelphia area. You know what I'm saying? Did some heritage background. So that my family was from Georgia, parts of Florida. You know, I think a lot of people are, and I'm generalization, but what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are kind of on a journey to find out where their heritage is and to find out where they originate from. And this platform is great because it's bringing up questions like this, right? So it's a lot going on right now saying that, hey, these are the original natives and we was here first and the Mexicans was here, and then we're going and doing research and looking stuff up, and I'm checking my lineage, checking my heritage, and the shit cuts off at like early 1800s, right? From a document standpoint. So my thing was, you guys knowing the laws and knowing the history, I was just writing down the books and information that you were showing because I'm like, what tools are you using to get back to the 1700s to help actually shine some light or help out others that are trying to get to the truth? You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I definitely hear you. I definitely get what you're saying. I'm finna answer you. I'm gonna let her drop her gem right quick. Then I'm not.
Appreciate it.
To show the flag and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I want to show them a street code, how the color people was not supposed to be talking to police officers back then. That street code, that's American law. That's American law. And all these flags right here, you know, our battles and stuff like that, you know, just had to flex one time.
Big Confederacy, Iroquois.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I saw that the original Confederate flag was altered, you know, but you know, from an origin standpoint, the flag was here before, you know, anyone from Europe came here, and it was something that was taken and kind of constructed and changed the narrative on us, right? And I also, in doing some research on some of the laws, just looking up some of the petitions that went around like in the late 1700s, where if there was someone that claimed to be native, that they would be imprisoned in jail and fined, right? So there were laws that were developed to keep us from certain narratives so that we lose that history, right? So again, I'm just y'all know stuff. I'm trying to learn as well. So that's why I jumped up.
See, what people don't know is, like I explained, we brought the foreigners over to help them get a better life. And all our toys we gone, well, some lend out, some not, some get stole. Okay. Mm-hmm. This one toy, it didn't get stole. We lent it out. Mm-hmm. Okay. So in today's eyes, well, people that don't know real life, right? Mm-hmm. They think other things, which is a part of the defecto. You feel me? Mm-hmm. It's a part of the defecto. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, I got something for everybody. Since everybody like talking about 1492, Well, I'll put something on y'all ass. You feel me about foreigners, right? And let's see. During the Tudor period, anti-alien, right, sentiment led to the passage of laws that restricted the rights of foreign-born residents. These laws did not create a single alien act, but were a series of tax policies, regulations intended to limit the number of immigrants into the economic power. Ain't this the more rich and Moors getting taxed, right? All right, following earlier alien taxes in the 15th century, Parliament these taxes were applied at double rate for foreigners, creating a to the fall of Granada is coming. In 1484, a law passed under Richard III continued under Grandpa King Henry. That's my OG, by the way. Right, restricted the alien trades people. It forbid foreign-born artisans from entering into the kingdom of practice or trade. Prevented foreign artisans already in England from taking on new apprenticeship. That's called slavery, work without pay, except for their own children. And that's my grandpa that laid that down. So I'm asking, how did anybody launch off some shit when they don't even know some shit? You see? So how all these beans get off this line, gang, is all I'm asking anybody. And all my indigenous people that's saying this is them, well, I'm scratching my head like, how would my grandpa set it up for nothing to get? Okay.
So,
How
so,
that's
so,
all them names is colonial foreign names. That's all aliens.
That's it.
correct. So one narrative is that, and this is just off of what I was researching, one narrative is that there was continuous fighting between the people that were on the coast and the people that did invite them in, but then realized that it was something that needed to be fought against. Right? Is that correct?
Say that one more time for me.
So originally it was, okay, here's the coast. We can show you how to thrive and live on these lands because you're not from here, right? So we can show you, we can teach you, we'll let you live. And then all of a sudden things changed. The narrative, the agendas changed. And then that's when we began to resist or fight against them going beyond the coast. Historically, is that accurate based off of your knowledge? Okay. What's the narrative that you're aware of, if you don't mind me asking?
We explaining it part by part to make that easy for beings to understand. That ain't nothing you can just. If I was talking with you 1v1, then I could run like that. But a live of beings watching, you gotta break it down part by part. So I'm like answering it with her. If that makes sense, it's just gonna be a bigger answer.
I'm with it. I can piecemeal it.
I wanted to bring up this map because we talking about when they was crossing, coming into the land. This is the Proclamation of 1767. And if you see all these charters right here, you see the Carolina Charter 1663, another Carolina Charter 1665. You see all these charters and stuff like that. That's where we allow people to come in the land and create charters. I'm sorry, and create charters. You see the Providence of Carolina
Yep.
charters, like okay. Now you see the proclamation line right there. That's what they were supposed to say. They wasn't supposed to cross that line. That's the royal line into the land. That's why they have that big gap right there. That's the military. That's where all the military is. And then they got the French and the Spanish, and then you got all the other kingdoms and stuff like that. See, that's how they were supposed to be set up.
Somebody said they wanted to answer. It was an open panel. Like I said, y'all can come up. All is welcome to, We want to know how is those names off that coastline, and obviously it got over 5 million plus. That's a small number, right? Look at 32 million indigenous people walking around calling themselves these names. Now, what I'm breaking down is colonial America, the coastline. So anywhere from 1776 swinging backwards, you just off this coastline when I'm breaking this down. Okay. So you guys gotta mentally grab why I'm doing this, because the truth has always been told to you. You just never sit down yourself. Yes, colonial Maryland passed its first anti-amalgamation law in 1664, which prohibited between black men and women. Now, who was that for? Where's colonial Maryland? Remember, that's up off the coastline, colonial Maryland, right? Off the coastline over here. So, how do I got people in California saying this about them? They not even called black, but they did that on paper, I guess, right? Now, it declared also that white women who married enslaved black men would themselves be enslaved. This landmark legislation was intended to prevent the mixing of race, because most of you guys don't know, well, they couldn't birth with us back in the day, well, because we not them, but within them, they can do their thing. Now, outside of that coastline, well, you can't birth with the royals. You see, we the royals, and that's what you're not told. That's why I say we the indigenous people, right? Now, anyway, most beings don't study the law to know this stuff, right? Now, this landmark legislation was intended to prevent the mixing of race and maintain the planter class. It's a who's the planter class? Let's go to the Bible. Baby Adam, you're supposed to be planting, and you fucked up the church's money in your book, didn't you? Didn't you dry out this land too, buddy? Okay. Now, you think Adam is a white guy. He's Arab, African. He's not white. Now, anyway,
It goes into bloodlines too, bro.
now, talk to them. The planters class. Dominance by discouraging corporations between European indentured servants and enslaved Africans. Now, why is everybody saying this stuff's about them when it's not? It's nothing to do with nowhere else. Just asking the question of you.
If I had to answer that, I would say because there's a lot of us that don't know where we're coming from. There's a lot of us that have our history, access to our lineage, access to our great going down 5, 6, 7 generations. There's nothing for us to grasp onto or to verify, right? Like I'm going through, and unless you know, but I'm going through petitions from the 1800s just to try to identify with the names that I've come across and been able to put together through like my heritage and ancestry, not from a DNA perspective, but from going down the actual lineage itself, right? So if I'm somebody that's searching for my lineage and my heritage, and I'm hearing all of these different things about, wait, hold on, I look like this. I heard that, I have Blackfoot or Cherokee or whatever in my family. So then automatically we start thinking and grasping for whatever we can because we're searching. We're trying to be enlightened. We're trying to learn. And we don't, I see a lot of gatekeeping and like infighting and arguing. Like that just keeps us divided. So like, how can we collectively educate ourselves so that we can move together? That's where my mindset is.
I'll say something like this to that. Well, one main thing first and foremost. If anybody is gonna scream out they a slave to anything, you should study your enemy to remember who enslaved you and how you got enslaved. Right? That would be number one. And then two, it takes, just from me to everybody that don't know, 4,000 ancestors to birth each one of us. Okay. So you got more than enough things to find your way back to. It's just that encouragement, like how I just said, it take 4,000 ancestors to birth each one of us. You see, people don't understand that because they not thinking about nothing like that. But it takes 4,000 ancestors to birth each carbon melanated being walking around this land. This is the facts. Actually, 4,094 to be exact. So you got more than enough grandparent lineage to run yourself backwards on, to see yourself, do what you need to do.
I get that, but from a tools and access to resources standpoint, utilizing different things and going into documentation, like my documentation stops. I start getting into, we start getting into individuals that are considered, they don't have them as slaves, even though I found that in petitions, but it's like home servants, domestic servants, right? So you get into the domestic service and then you get into the records, and then it's like the records that you were following just go away. There's nothing before. You can't find out who the parent or the grandparent, you can't find that, right? So what resources could we utilize?
What's the location?
You mean in terms of the different states?
In the terms of the paperwork that you're looking at, what state is it in?
So Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, and Maryland.
Yeah,
13 colonies.
yeah, here in the original 13 colonies.
Except for Florida, yeah, right? Because Florida was added
Nah,
later.
it's
It was
like,
through Spain.
like this whole coast, all the land in general, all the land
Oh yeah, technically because it was Spanish territory at that time.
belongs to the indigenous people. This is where we still sit. We never left this area. No matter how much the world changed over, okay, we indigenous people never left that area. We own it till this day. Okay. And no matter what happens to it, it's mine's forever. Right? Now, what I'm saying to you is, how did anybody that I gave room over there get off of there? They seem to like found their way somewhere else, right?
Correct.
Okay, so why are they doing that? How did they do that? Why is African Americans, Black, Negroes, Moors, why is everybody up out of there?
Now, I don't know if this is accurate because a lot of things that I thought I knew I'm finding out may or may not be accurate, right? But I know that there was a time that when the colonies were there and then they started, enslaving people of color, regardless if they were from Africa or from this land already. They were enslaving them, capturing them, in some instance, even putting them on ships to bring them back to a different location on the coast, just to confuse them.
Now I'm gonna tell you something right quick. Why this
Yes, sir.
gonna get more challenging on you. As long as you process what we said, it'll get easy. Now, how do you know if any of that's true yourself when, check me out, check me out, the United States and Mexico both have de facto languages. Okay? Now, that means it's not an official declared national language at a federal level, which is the law of the land. Okay? English is the de facto language in the United States. Aren't the United States this coastline? Or you think it's
Correct.
across there too? You see, that's the problem, right? Everybody think United States is the land, man, but it's just here, right? Now, schools got put out and everywhere else, though. That's the problem, right? Talk to people English, strip the indigenous people of their languages and all this. Okay, so Spanish and all that's fake. You see? English fake. It's African. You see that? It's supposed to be off the coastline in colonial America. So I'm asking, how did all of those beings get off that marker to put schools in my land across? Right? So any
Were they
book,
granted permission?
I'm asking everybody else, seeing what everybody know, right? Because it seems like somebody might be reading de facto books. I call that Harry Potter, right? Versus the law, right? De jure is the law. De facto, well, that's Harry Potter. Harry Potter done put a lot of people down. So
Where do we find the law?
the law is everywhere. Hey, the law everywhere at all times. Just let you know that one was funny. Just the law's everywhere, bro. You can, the law everywhere, right? You feel me? But
I mean, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about. Okay, so the law may be everywhere, but if I don't have the eyes to see it in this realm, I can't see it because I don't have the appropriate glasses on because I have been educated or I have been misled, right? So if it's everywhere, where would I look, or how
within
would I
yourself,
identify it?
watch this. For one, you don't need eyes to see the law. The law is within you. For two, you weren't educated. That's for animals. You was indoctrinated.
That
The difference. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is, if you want to start getting to the laws, you want to start reading what you call the government, right? And that deals with congress.gov, because Congress sets the tone for everything. The president is an indentured public servant. He sends out executive orders. He don't make those. He has to sign off. Okay? Now, when you want to deal with things like tax in your neighborhood, side quest, you go to you. This the difference. I'll show you why. You specifically are the people. You don't know it right now. You're supposed to go down to your state capitals and say no tax on eggs. Okay? You don't remember right now. Everybody else outside acting. Well, if I pull the next law book, it's going to tell you nobody else can vote, federal, state, or local, because they're all foreigners. That's the law. Why would they allow you to vote when you're here to work? You see?
But how would I go down to the state capitol and say no tax on eggs and claim to be the people of the state, right? Because the state is the people.
The de facto, the people is the land. Michigan State is the corporation. De facto, though, U.S.
Gotcha.
corporation is supposed to be off the coastline, right? Okay,
Gotcha.
they made some defect permanent residents. 2025 as an example, right? So, would you like to read this page out loud from top to bottom?
The basic constitutional rights of legal permanent residents, according to the U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services, the holder of a green card has basic rights and responsibilities for becoming a permanent resident. Okay. The basic rights of legal permanent residents in the United States, provided the person does not commit any actions that would make them removable under immigration law. 2. The right to work at any legal work of their... Oh, that popped up. I can't see. Newswoman. All right. The responsibilities of green card holder are requirements to obey. Oh, I'm sorry. The right to work at any legal work or qualification and choosing, and 3, the right to be protected by all laws of the United States, their state of residence, and local jurisdictions. The responsibilities of green card holders include requirements to obey all laws of the United States and localities, 2, to file income tax and report income to the U.S. Internal Revenue Services and state taxing authorities, 3, to register with the Selective Service for male ages 18 through 25, and 4, to support the democratic form of government that does not give green card holders the ability or right to vote in federal, state, or local elections.
Pause. Now, what did you just take in from all of that so far? From the first page.
From what you've been saying from jump, basically no one should be able to vote. That does vote.
Now, why do they think they can vote? Why do they think they're voting?
Because of the electoral college,
Now,
possibly.
wait, 1 second. How can they be voting when their people told them this is a democracy?
Yeah, that don't make sense if it's supposed to be a republic.
But their people said for them to be here, it's a democracy for them, right?
Support the democratic form of government.
Okay, so why is any of them outside with an ink pen in their fingers saying they're voting? This is
Because
permanent
it is
residents.
in line. Because it's in line with supporting the control systems.
You'll have to explain, but I'm gonna let you go to the next page and keep reading. Here you go.
Several Supreme Court cases have confirmed the legal permanent residents or green card holders have the same basic constitutional rights that also protect natural-born citizens and naturalized citizens. In Bridges v. Wixon, 19 court held that Harry Bridges, an Australian who lived in the United States since 1920, could not be deported due to support for the Communist Party, even though it was against the Democratic. Okay. In his concurring opinion, Justice Frank Murphy defined the basic constitutional rights of legal permanent residents. Once an alien lawfully enters and resides in this country, he becomes invested with the rights guaranteed by the Constitution to all people within our borders. Such rights includes those within our borders.
There you go. It was a pause. That's why I said pause. Go ahead.
Yeah. Such rights include those protected by the First and Fifth Amendments and by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, Murphy explained. None of these provisions acknowledges any distinctions between citizens and resident aliens. They extend their inalienable privileges to all persons and guard against encroachment of those rights by federal or state authority.
Pause. Now, what you take in off of that? It is an open panel for anybody to come up for right now after the gentleman just read, and we continue to proceed. Okay? Go ahead, boss.
This basically this ruling changed the original agreement, right? The original agreement for someone to come into the country or on this land in the original colonies because they're here to work. I get what you're saying. I get where it's going. And then when this happened in 1920, or no, guy lived here since 1920. So this ruling basically switched it up and said, hey, these were the original laws of the land, but we're changing it.
It didn't switch it up. It didn't switch it up,
Okay.
but it told you what they must do. Okay? First and foremost, this is instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, what did you just read for 2 pages of instructions? What did your brain take in? Just reflect on it. That's what I'm saying.
Got you. I would say what I absorbed was that there's clearly a distinction in terms of access and the way an individual moves if they are from outside of this land versus someone's abilities that were originally from this land. I
Okay.
mean, that's what I
That's one
digested
part.
real quick.
That's one
Okay.
part, right?
Hmm.
Now, it's a lot of things I want to break down with you for this the process. So that's why we gonna kind of do this. Now, we going to the law book, a page. Okay. Now, for one, this is called reading the law for every. It's called de jure. Okay, de jure means according to law, the official language of the law. Okay, everybody put a 1 if that makes sense. 2 if it does not. What we are doing is called the de jure, which is the official language of the law. Okay, now back to the first page. Okay, now you have the free men, and then you have free white persons. Okay. Now, this is what this is about, which I'm breaking down to you. The
Okay.
U.S. citizen, green card holder, or permanent residents, okay, they have the same basic rights and responsibilities. Okay. Now, all of these names right here, above where I put that page at,
Okay.
okay, all of those names are going to be what you call free white persons under the Democratic Party. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. Military. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The state. So when I say Michigan State versus Michigan, you see, Ohio State versus Ohio, which would be you. You see, New York State
Mm-hmm.
versus. Okay. Now the state is versus the people according to law for everybody to understand.
Mm-hmm.
The people are the republic. You cannot be nothing else by blood. Okay, so this is what we breaking down. Now, the free white persons to the right, according to Naturalization Act, like we're breaking down, right? Naturalization Act, okay, amended July 14th has meaning naturally given when first used. All persons. Pause off the back. Just pause off the back. Remember, we got to break down what the 14th Amendment is. The alien for yourself to remember and learn. And what naturalization is. Okay? Now, meaning all persons. Remember that word, persons. Belonging to the European race, commonly counted as white, and their descendants, and such descendants including to where they migrate. It includes the European Jews, which would be the Moors. More intermixed people, Celtic-Scandinavian, Teutonic, Greek, Slavic, Magyars, Latvians, Basque, Albanians, Lapps, Moorish inhabitants. Okay? The mixed Latin, the mixed Iberian, Portuguese, Spain, the mixed Greek, the mixed Phoenician, the North African inhabitants of Sicily, the mixed Slavs, the Tatar inhabitants of South Russia. Pause. It does not mean what you call the Caucasian race. Pause. Now, whatever y'all think off the gate while I'm reading law should already conflict what you didn't know. Okay? One is stop saying everybody is what you think is white. Because that is not what people think by law. You see? It's called free white persons. It's status. For two, not all what you call white beings are Caucasian. That's disrespectful. Okay, this is according to law. Okay? So, what you call a Caucasian, okay, it does not mean them. The Aryan race, the Dravidian European race, nor mixed Indo-European, Dravidian Semitic. So when y'all around here on TikTok sidestep saying we the Semitic beings and all of this, okay, and Mongolian people who inhabit Persia respectfully, they will not be naturalized to become citizens in the United States as free white persons. Okay? Meaning they are what, boss? What would that mean about them, boss? Now you finna get into the game.
Hold on.
Now you good. You good. Take your time. What would that mean
Okay,
about
bet.
them, boss?
So basically, would that would be the definition of alien, right?
Ah, I like your thinking, Cal. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Tap the screen, everybody. Okay. Ah, I like your thinking, Cap. Okay. Okay. This is why we help everyone. Because you have good beans and beans that are not good, right? It don't matter what they look like because this is why you do this. You have the Republic and the Democratic. You have the good New World Republic with us old world. You have the New World Democratic Party with the old world. It ain't called the Democratic Party at this time. All right. So light versus dark. Okay. Think of Star Wars, literally. Now, the people of all want to be the Republic that understand what law and reality is. Then it's you, the people, right? All men have a right to liberty, freedom, pursuit of happiness. Verse, it's a democracy. Okay? It's a democracy for obviously certain beings in here. And it is for them up there too. But this is why they're called what you call freemen. Okay? Freemen. Okay? Before Norman conquest, a freeman might be a man of small estate dependent on his lord. Every man himself, not a lord, was bound to have a lord or be treated as unworthy of a free man's right. Pause. Among free men, there was a difference in their estimation. Pause. Okay? Now, free men, listen very clear. This is that free? To an extent, right? But it's not free. Free don't mean free to an extent, right? Okay, now here you have what you call leverage room. Okay, now here you have alien, foreign protestants. Okay? Okay. The beings that are naturalized are here through law, which is being classified as political Native American, political American Indian, political African American, political, uh, all the political titles, okay? Now, the other beings right there, they didn't get naturalized to the soil. They're aliens, okay? So everybody has to re-grab this, and why we trying to help everybody that, need to understand the truth. These citizen soldiers right here, they're infringing on all of your beautiful, lovely rights outside, guys. Okay? All of you.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So free men, right? We know the play on the free men, and a free man was quote unquote a slave of a Native American tribe, one of the Choctaw, the Cherokee, right? That's the play on it. That's what they tell us what free men means, right? But based on this,
You
it
talking
says that
about
free men.
Oh no, you got the freed, so that's the
The
one you speaking
freedmen.
on. Yeah, I just ain't going
Okay,
to there for that purpose right now. But continue to go.
it's cool. I thought it was a play on words and in the confusion and the language. But so
It
so my
is.
question is,
It
yeah, my
is.
question is, free men. So free men, it says, has to be every man, not himself a lord, was bound to have a lord or be treated as unworthy of a free man's rights. What would define a lord? Is it that someone's position, or are they talking about a religious perspective? Not religious, a spiritual perspective, because religion divides.
Listen, you don't know how youthful and honesty is. Ignorance really is the truth. Okay, you didn't say nothing wrong at all. You said complete facts. Complete facts. Okay. So what I'm saying to you respectfully is, give me 1 second. Now for everybody that's like listening and focused, this is really art that I'm presenting to you. It's 100% facts. But how I'm presenting the law to y'all, it's gonna seem like a movie. I'm not gonna play. That's the point. Okay. The lords. There's multiple lords. Okay. It's multiple lords. First and foremost, for what deals with lords. But there's only one Lord. Okay. It's only one Lord. Okay. That is the Lord of all the lords. You got me, Crow?
Yes.
Okay, it's only one Lord. Okay? For the democracy. We are the republic. Okay? Everybody got it so far? Like, put a one if you put a two if it don't make sense. Put a one if you got me, right quick. For the free men in the law book, we're breaking down law. It ain't went nowhere. Okay? There's many lords. There's many lords. Many types of lords. Meaning many different films. That's not just Star Wars. Because it's a world, a universe, a multiverse, okay? Many lords. But there's one Lord of all lords. Of the democracy. Him. That's this example. Now, the free men before the Norman conquest, right, is going to deal with multiple lords, which is going to deal with the, give me 1 second. Well, let me pull this up for y'all. Now, for you guys to grab this the whole other way, 2 ways at once for y'all right now. Wrong one. That's gonna come later. 1 second. You got the matriarch republic. Okay? And this is the real work that I'm breaking down. You have the matriarch republic in DC. Okay? The republic, which is the matriarch in DC. About to do a deal with the Sith Lords, the democracy, to keep peace, to keep peace, to keep peace. Because every man himself, okay, is not a lord. You have the landlords, which is the goddesses and the gods, okay? But the Sith Lord, right, doing his moves first. Just one example, okay? Now what we are doing, okay, zoom in for y'all. The Sith Lords got the tax, the Moors. This is the Moors and all of them that I got in the law book. I'm keeping it, I'm making it a movie, but it's real. The Sith Lord and the Moors and all of them, the Moorish and all of them, the servants and all of them of servants, servants within servants, are creating this system, okay, that's on us, but we're breaking down how it go, okay? The Sith Lords are bringing out tax, which is what you see, right? Now, I already broke down, naturally, what? The laws. Whoops, that's the wrong one. But you'll see where that come into, why it's called the Alien Act and everything, right? Okay. Right, that's going in the 1400s and 15th century, just as the time frames I'm swinging through, right? The Tudor period, the double tax, foreign-born residents and all of that, like I'm breaking down. Okay. Now, the Indian princess sit down in the 16th century, or I don't like saying that word, but for political purposes, the American Indian princess sat down. Okay, which you clearly see me showing politically. Okay. Now, that's it. The 16th century. Okay. These taxes were applied at double the rate for foreign, creating a distinct class for the aliens. And the tax is distinct, never changed. It's distinct. Okay? Okay. Now, what did I just have you read earlier? About the foreign residents and permanent residents? They must
support the
tax.
democracy. Oh yeah, and the taxes.
Okay. That's distinct. Okay. Okay. Now, also, all of this is distinct, right? By law? Side step right quick. Well, we still here, but side step. Since I got you right there, want to read that one out loud for them right quick?
8 U.S. Code 911, citizens of the United States. Whoever falsely and willfully represents himself to be a citizen of the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both.
Now, what do your brain digest off everything so far that you have read leading up to that? Okay.
A shift in utilizing leverage to fight against an excessive taxation and then flip it around and tax the original people of the land. I don't know.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, from you reading all of this so far, which is distinct system, you just read whoever willfully, falsely represents himself for that system will get penalized. Right? So, not everybody should be touching this distinct system, should they?
Correct.
Okay. Meaning it's instructions for who shouldn't be touching something, right? It's laws.
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure we working real quick. Now, back to where we at with the time frame, 16th century. Okay. And the Sith Lords bringing the tax in, which is what we're breaking down as the by law. Like, I can pull every law on this screen. The Moors are the Jews. The Jewish are the Moorish. This is all African descent. Okay, this is nothing to do with nothing indigenous in this land. You gotta figure out how did it get on you, which is what maybe somebody did, you might know. Just saying, maybe. Gotta remember first, right? Alright, gotta remember some things. Now, Cash, can you do me a favor and pull out for him and everybody else the Liberation Act so they can understand why they're looking at this, like why it has to be like this?
He said the Liberation Act.
I said the Liberation Act. Pull out the printer press first, and then the 1800 one where they start their first whitewash or Renaissance, so it'll make sense. So why this is like this? She gonna explain, but now
Now see, The
We right
devil in
here.
that picture on talking about the taxes.
But I'm trying to. Okay, so now why she do that with everybody else? We in the 16th century. I'm showing you laws. Obviously, that's gonna go back farther, but just for the sake of where we at. The different Sith lords on this in their old world. The old world for them is called the Arab world. Okay, so that's where you have to remember what you was doing when they were doing them. Okay, that's what you have to remember. Now, once she pull that, we'll take off. Now, I'm about to change this. This is, like I said, about the tax, everything else. Who bound to the lords? Not every man himself a lord. Now, okay. You broke down something else while we take off with this that you didn't know you said. So we gonna show you that too. I'm finna throw you up, Courtney. Cause you said this and you didn't know as we break it down. Well, no, I'll keep it like this first and let her. Boom. There you go.
Okay, so this is the printed act, 1895, and basically it was to take the books that we already had and to remake the books and put new books into circulation. So this is what the printing press act is about, or the printing act is about, changing books and stuff like that.
Got you. That's crazy because I was looking up the original Paris Treaty and I went down kind of a rabbit hole and saw that in I think it was 1910 or 1917, that they had a massive rewrite on the treaties and other documents.
You're fine, I heard you.
Okay.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, my
It's crazy.
fault. Yeah, I heard you too. Now she breaking down the Printers Act for why I'm showing y'all. Once they took over our printer companies and the inventions, obviously we built. That's it. We get it, but it holds that much impact, right? Now, anyway, you said something else that we're bringing up, which is the religious corporation, right? Because the U.S. Corp is the religious corp, which is for the Sith lords, and then the Moorish, which used to be lords. It was battle with the lords, like we break it down, but only one Lord of all lords. You see?
You keep losing me with the one Lord of all lords.
Okay. I don't think you know really like Moorish history.
I know about the defeat in Spain, and I mean I know before that, and how the Moors educated the Roman or the Greeks.
I got you.
I know.
I got you. I'm glad you said that. So this what I'm gonna do with you. Maybe this one will work, right? For you, with what we breaking down, I want you to remember Aladdin, because that's really what it is. Okay, that's really what it is for them. The movie Aladdin is about them. So Star Wars is more so the bigger galactical government of their ass. Okay, the Sith Lords. You feel
Got
me?
you.
The bought
Yeah, I
Lucifer,
got you.
right?
I
Like
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
now,
Yep.
Aladdin, respectfully, like I help you understand when I'm saying the Moors and all of them. You have Jafar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you remember Jafar from Aladdin?
Mm-hmm.
Now he African.
Mm-hmm.
Jafar is African.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now these are the dark Moors, the Arabic African Hebrew people. Okay. Before they touch our Egyptian toys that we already tore up
Mm-hmm.
with Moses and okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now Jafar and them, which are the conquistadors, like in real life, they're the conquistadors, the Crusaders. Okay. They become the Royal African Company, which produces this religious nonprofit. Okay, like everything is real that I'm saying to you. I just want you to understand with a face on it.
Mm-hmm.
The first religious battles is the Muslim wars, the Catholic wars, then the Christian wars. This is all about them over there in their realm. When I said it was multiple lords, right? But they was knuckling up against each other over there. Okay? And only one Lord of all lords of them is gonna be who they bound to be the minions.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed you the conquistadors for Aladdin. What up with your 360? Right? Well, I showed you the conquistadors for Aladdin.
Hey, baby.
How you doing? Because this
I'm
is
good. How you doing?
pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I'm gonna go back to that law book right quick to that page we on. Now, okay, Jafar and them, the Jafar, all of them, they are the younger babies. In real life, they are the light-skinned Persians and all of that. Okay, this is all African, which is the Moorish inhabitants right here. Okay, so how I'm breaking
Gotcha.
down, yeah, North African, Sicily, okay, Spain, Latin, okay, this is all African. Okay,
Gotcha.
now that's for them. The word today in your head will be what you call Mexicans. Okay, now
Okay.
all of them come from this sector. I'm gonna let her break that part down right quick.
Okay, so everybody should know that all the maps that we look at are political maps, Christian, Catholic, dies maps. Okay, so they're little small sectors that's being expanded on a larger scale, right? So this right here is in the Caribbean right now. So these are where these people are coming from: Asia, Hispaniola, Italy. It's all right there in the Caribbean. It's just one side of it though, because the other sides are on the top side of the United States. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a small little area that I'm breaking out, but this is over here in the Caribbean.
Gotcha.
And this is North Africa, okay? Right here. And this is also called the Roman Empire right here as well.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, what we are breaking down to you right now, very slowly, is why these images look like this. This is not real. Okay? It's De facto, not real, but practices applied in reality. But it's a piece of de jure hiding in there, which is official language by law. Okay? So what they did was what to you? What did they do to you guys? What's that word right there? Mythology. You see how they put a mythology on you?
Mm-hmm.
It's a myth to you until you remember your family tree. Like how I'm breaking this down, it might have confused the reflection up top. You see that? Because you gotta like slow yourselves down, okay? Now,
Mm-hmm.
mythology is what they did to you. That's Independence Day, right? Right? That's Independence Day.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, well,
Correct.
let's try it like this. For all of them is bound to work so far, did any of them go independent?
Mm-hmm.
Why are any of them celebrating Independence Day? Now, let's just keep it slow. Now, you, well, didn't they say, hey, take my Lord? Didn't you accept their lords? All of them? You accepted so many lords you can't remember right now. You see?
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
crazy.
slowly, as I'm breaking this down, if they didn't go independent, but they gave you their lord, well, didn't you get imprisoned?
Mm.
Take it slow. Okay? Take it slow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because essentially we would be unworthy of free man's rights at that point.
God don't walk with a demon. God don't walk with a democracy. This is law and
Demon
politics.
democracy.
Okay? God, by every law, does not walk with a democracy. So their Lord, which is their political terms, which is also in that Bible, which is instructions, right? Their political term Lord was given to somebody else. So what I'm saying is, right? Cash, did you change that? Or that's the same one?
That's the same one.
Okay. Now, let's keep rolling. Now I'm showing you more so what a de factos is. Okay? So now I'm showing you more so what de factos is. Right quick. Now,
Uh-huh.
as an example, most beings don't know right now. Yes, this statement is accurate. I asked, is Mexico and the United States only have de facto language? Yes, the United States and Mexico both have de facto national language, but no official declared language at the federal level. So, hear me out very clear. National is the state. There's 50 de facto states. Okay? All schools is for them, not for the federal. So it's not official. It's not the law of the land. It's not, okay? Now, English is the de facto language in the United States, while Spanish holds the same status in Mexico. However, Mexico recognized and protects numerous indigenous languages similar to the U.S. allows freedom of speech and the prevalence of. Let it breathe. So, isn't the U.S. for them, right? Right?
Yeah.
The states is for them, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody should be a United States citizen, right? We read that, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now, why am I breaking down the de facto for everybody? Is because in 2023, the doctrine of discovery got rejected finally. So all U.S. courts, colonial courts, all of that has to flip itself, which is what you see Donald Trump doing, RICOing out everything and ending it. Okay? Because you've been under a de facto democracy for 250 years as the people. The screen, let's tap the screen. I'm surprised I only got 27K. We need to tap that screen out, guys. We need to show support, share the live out. We need to get out there, right? Now, because if we ain't tapping the screen, I don't know what we doing here, man. I don't know what we doing here, man. We're tapping on screens now. Now, like I said, what I'm breaking down is what you call de facto language. Which African countries speak Haza? Haza is one of Africa's most commonly spoken languages after Arabic, French, English, Portuguese, Swahili. As this example, right? All of this is African. All of this is African, which is why it's not a de jure language, right? Now, de jure is the official language that is formally recognized by a country's laws as the language used for official purpose, such as government, business, and education, if that's what they call it, right? But that wouldn't be the word. Essentially, it's the language that has been officially designated by the government as the language of the state. Now, slow down. You see how I said it's designated only for the state? Guess who made that designation? Us, the law of the land. They only can learn de facto. You see that? They can only know de facto. Tap the screen, tap the screen. Okay? So the people should be using what? De jure language around here for each other's sanity. Right? Each other's common sense, common law, man. Use your mind, man. Right? Use your thinking cap, right? So that is called de jure. De facto, the word itself, right? Anybody know who made that word? Let me show you the irony in that again, right? Now, de facto is made by what you call, well, for right now, you keep saying Mexican. It's made by them, the word de facto. Right. Now, you see how you said it's a Spanish word, but I'm saying it don't exist. You see? It's a practice done in real life but it's not recognized for real. But you see that? It's called voodoo. This is African. So it's not gonna be called Latin.
And look, they go all the way back to the word colonial. Like you know, it's breaking down and how it ties all the way back to Latham, Italy. But Latham, Italy is actually in Mexico, so that's the reason why that actually sits there. You know what I mean? So it's sitting there
Yes.
for a reason.
That's
That's
what we
crazy.
breaking down for them about de facto language, right? And now why is it de facto? Because they are called Lebanese migration, which is part of the Moorish. Lebanese in the Middle East also. Now they are called Arab Mexicans, right? Speak Spanish as his first language. Ooh, that boy a fire breathing dragon out there, right? He's speaking the Rome. He's speaking the Rome Empirematic language. He's speaking a romantic language. Romantic, he's pulling antics, antics, romantic. Okay?
That's crazy.
He's speaking romance. He's speaking, woo, damn. Okay. He's African, Papi. Negros. Now you see how he lying to you, calling you Negro under Huru Vuru? You Negro, you African. Wait, you're speaking a de facto. First off, nigga, you the Negro, you the African. Dog, you come from North Africa, bruh. You're the Moorish. Ish, a piece of them, brother. You see? Defectos. Sorcery. Okay? Now, what she just broke down to you about what sit there is why we're breaking down Mexico is not a real place. It's not. It's Italy and all of that, which is the truth. That's why we breaking everything down, showing y'all the maps and how it go. No, slow down on all of that just to keep your brain busting where it need to be, right? Let's get jiggy, boys. So now we know where they migrate from, and that's 1930 now. Census classified Mexican American as a race. Okay. Leaders of the community protested vehemently, had the classification changed back to white. Why? Why are they doing that? Right? Because remember, they're here with it. You see, they jumping through the system. That's for them. It ain't for nobody else. But they put it on you. What did they ask you to do? Well, I'm gonna be nice and say that. What did they ask you to do? I'll say it like,
Categorize yourself.
hmm?
Categorize yourself and report yourself.
Nope.
You know?
What did they ask you to do? You gotta remember who you is out here. You gotta remember what you was doing.
They told us to be like them
Nope.
in terms of choosing their Lord.
Well, almost. Yeah, I like that. Almost. Yes, because they gonna. Yes, I do like that. Yeah, I do. Okay. Yes. Perfect answer. Now,
Give
when
up
you
our
adopt their
free man
Lord,
status.
you giving them your room. You walk for them, march for them. They can't speak English. He from Africa. Okay? You gotta remember, you brought them in as the Indian brown berets, because they're the political Indians, the Native American, which is gonna transpire into American Indian politically. Okay? These are the tribes of Africa and the tribes of Israel. You are not Israel. That's what we telling you. The copper Jew, which is African, you don't see him yet. Well, he been having you take his story first. That's what we're breaking down. Okay. Now, for them, you help them get room in the system to work. Okay? Everybody else you did too. But you shrunk yourself up doing that. First off, this original contract that you was under, like just being respectful, you got put under enslavement of tax law by the lords and the Moors. Okay? You a champ. Okay? You didn't want no help. Nobody around you. That's the truth. They're not equipped. They were forced onto you. And you had to reconstruct to even have them there. You had to deconstruct your whole realms. Advanced world. It's not fair to you, but right now, all your people are under Africanism. Been under for 250 years. You are older than them. Your family tree older than them. They got family trees too, but you are older than everybody. And all their creators, your grandmas is older than all of them, which is you. Your grandfather, which is you. Your family tree, which is you. Okay? They have their own creation stories. We're trying to help the people lawfully give back to them. You see? Because we accept it. Each being has a Lord. There's multiple lords, but it's only one Lord of all of them. That's who they serve. Each being brought a Lord which produces deities, low vibrations. Okay? Brings you down. Okay? You was trying to help. So this is how you come down. Naturally, what you was doing, I'm gonna show you as a cheat code for you, okay? I'm gonna show you as a cheat code. The truth is we was helping with world hunger. Okay? But it was a form of being enslaved because beings enforced on us and manipulated these contracts. Treaties, shall we say. Now, we end up giving out everything to where you don't have nothing right now. One second, I'm trying to put it. Now, what happened, basically what I'm explaining to y'all, once you catch up, is those Bibles, those lords brought to you, right? You were already advanced, okay? You're under a contract because the original carbon beings put you under that, where you have to work and get taxed. Okay? This is what I'm explaining about world hunger, the Ottoman Empire, okay, the Africans, the Moors, and all of that. Okay. Previous to this, in the 16th century, like I broke down to you, we gonna denationalize all of them. That's what the people gotta wake up to. This is why we're enemy number one throughout the world. We're the royals. We denationalized the Sith lords and all of them, and then we gave them peace treaties. Now within them peace treaties, well, they broke the contracts. But don't worry about it. But that's the point, okay, of you trying to catch up with this.
Hence, that's why they rewrote most of the treaties and took out certain things, specifically in that push in the early 1900s.
You're gonna have to breathe. I'm showing you facto language. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you
Yeah.
facto versus law. So this is why I'm doing this with you, like. And I'm trying to show you why it's called sorcery hoodoo for the de facto. Okay? It's practices done in real life, but it is not officially recognized by law. You have the laws of life, organic, cosmic, you see natural. You see what I'm saying? It's not recognized. Okay? Now, it comes, de facto come with power and authority. Sith lords. Power and authority, democracy. The Republicans come with force. Force deals with enforcement. You need to know how to enforce, again, what you want in a democracy. Because they used you to build, right? But that's the thing. You don't lose nothing ever. You just absorb. You're pure ether. The trick is this time, you used to be a light until you remember. You turned into something much stronger now. It's called atomic form too, if you go pull it up. It's called atomic form. What you in is atomic form. It's vulnerable right now. Because you don't have no minerals. Being in atomic form is what make you stronger than all your OGs. Okay? Because it's here. Okay? Now, that's why I said you turned into something way different for you. And only you gonna understand this shit by your family tree and what we doing. You went from being loving the saviors into being, you started going to the club. You came down to party and partying, you feel me? It got wild. Look at it like that, all right? You've been partying for a minute, all right? I already saved the world, but I've been turned up and I need to kind of heal the world now, because that's what making America great is again about. Okay? You got to make the indigenous land restore itself, which is no title like that. Then you have the America original and colonial, what you have to restore off the coastline too. So it makes the whole landmass as a whole of what you call the United States, I guess, on a political map. So helping people understand how to claim themselves, claim their lands, to restore their lands. It's all what you're supposed to do as a law. It's tax-free shit. See, but showing you why the Sith Lords borrowed your identity and why they keep trolling you, telling you you don't know who your father is. You don't have one of those. You don't have one of those. It's a de facto language. You have a matriarch you come from. You have something way greater than that and stronger. See? So, you gotta remember now, off of de facto language, taking it slow, is your matriarch is a goddess. And when she go dark, she the hooligan. Right?